Hey, welcome to LEGO Masteries. So the new Muppets figures got officially revealed today, so let's get into it. So first up we have Kermit the Frog, and I'm sorry if you can't really see the face, but I think this figure is sadly the worst figure in the series. They didn't use short legs, the head mold looks pretty bad, I mean it just looks weird, and I also thought they would give him a nice felt, like between his head and neck, but they didn't do that, so that's a little bit disappointing. But his accessories are very good, excuse me. He has a banjo, which is a new mold, and that's wonderful, and a little rainbow tile as a reference to the original Muppets movie. So I think this figure is still, sadly, the worst one in the series, which is a shame because it's the main character. But, I mean, yeah, it's Kermit. Now we have Fozzie Bear, and I think this one actually looks really good. I think some of the fur on the torso looks a little bit weird, but I mean, there's no real good way you can do that, but I think it would have been fine without that printing. His accessory is a banana, which is kind of meh. He has also a microphone stand, which is cool, I guess. And his head mold looks pretty good. I think the fur between his eyes and mouth is a little bit weird as well. But overall, I think it's a pretty good figure. Now we have Miss Piggy, and I think this actually might be the best one in the series. Her head looks wonderful. All the prints look good. Her accessory is just a poster of her, so I think that's fine. Sadly, she doesn't have a new arm mold. But yeah, that's Miss Piggy. I think she's pretty good and maybe one of the best characters in the series. Now we have Animal, and this one looks absolutely fantastic. He has a cool wand mold for his drum, which is nothing new, but it's cool. And then his drum itself is actually really wonderful. You get a lot of good pieces, including some new prints and that chrome dish. So, or it's not chrome, but metallic. You know what I mean. But overall, Animal is very good. I can't really see how they could have done this better. Next up, we have Statler. It could be Waldorf. I always forget. I think this one looks really good. I think his neck should have been a little bit wider. I think that's something they could have improved on. But overall, I think this figure is really good. His accessories look cool. I like the ZZZ tile. And yeah, I think Statler's pretty cool. It's going to be a definite pickup for me. Now we have the highly anticipated Swedish Chef, and I think by far this is one of the best characters. As you can see, the head mold looks just wonderful. He has his wonderful hat. The printing looks great, but really cool. He has a little tomato accessory, and so I think that's a really cool addition. Next up, we have Waldorf, I believe, and this figure is very good. I like his accessory. I think his head, like his chin, is a little too big, but overall, I think it's a pretty cool figure, and I definitely am going to need the two old guys. Now we have Gonzo, and I think the head mold on this is really good. And I like his t-shirt with the jalapeno printing. And also he has a chicken, but it's not a normal chicken. You can look under the eyelashes a bit and see, or like around the eye area, and it looks a little bit more like the chickens in the Muppets. So I really like that aspect of it. Now we have Rolf. I think he should have been Dr. Teeth, but anyway, he's a cool figure, like his accessory, and he's just a good figure. Well done. Next up, we have Beaker, and I think this figure looks absolutely wonderful. It reminds me of the pencil neck, whatever his name is, from the Batman series. But yeah, overall, this figure is great. His accessory is a little bit meh, but still cool. And finally, we have Dr. Honeydew. I think this figure is okay. His mouth looks a bit too thick, but the head mold's still pretty good, and his accessory is a science thing. I forgot what they're called. Beakers. So yeah, I think he's a okay figure, but I think his printing is a little bit off on the head.